Hello, hello, beautiful. Beautiful you, wonderful you. I hope you're having a blessed day. Here's some Palo Santo to clear the way. Take a deep breath when you join me. If you're watching the replay, that would be this early. And I want to thank you for being here. I am here today, in this moment, in this now moment, whenever you're here, to talk about anxiety, self-love, and social conditioning. So this has been a video that's been on my mind for a couple days now, and I'm really feeling it in my heart to do this. Hello, thank you for joining, Darlene. I'm gonna just make sure everything is good over here. Yes, video's rolling. Thank you so much. So, these things that we have been taught over the years, a lot of this stuff is stuff that we need to unlearn. And it's not really, let me move my laptop over a little bit. It's not really something that comes naturally at all, right? So the one thing that really I want to start out with, good morning, thank you for joining. The one thing that I really want to start out with is through not being true to ourselves, that's when anxiety increases. I have my little notepad here so I can stay on track with the things that have been brought to my mind and to my heart. So the more that you live for other people and the more that you are not being true to your own soul and your own heart, the more that anxiety increases within the body. And this is something that, also really ties in with the societal conditioning, something that we're really not even aware of that we do because everybody does it, or, just from little things. I was really called to, I think it was middle school. So there was a girl in middle school that we all rode the bus together, and everybody called this poor girl Pizza Face, and she had acne all over. It was completely covering her face. And, when you're young, you just want to fit in and you just want to do what everybody else is doing because you don't want to be the one that stands out or, whatever, right? So little things like that, scenarios in our childhood. Thank you guys all for joining. I see more people coming on. Things from our childhood that we just did because we thought it was the cool thing or the right thing. There is no right or wrong. That's something that's really important to learn, is that there's no right or wrong in this world. We form that opinion in our head of what's right, what's wrong, what, should be, what could be. And, that leads me into the next part. So, we're taught through society that we should be judging others according to every single part of them, right? How they think, how they act, how they look, what they do, what they wear. I mean, that's absurd. That's absurd, right? And then in being societally conditioned to act that way and judge others, we're taught to loathe ourselves. We're taught to think all of these same things about ourselves, right? What do I look good enough? Is my outfit good enough? The one thing that I think that we should learn from kids is that, what's right and what's wrong, who says that our outfit should match? My daughter is always like, I don't care if it matches. It doesn't matter, Mommy. I don't care what people think. And that's our societal conditioning to be like, yeah, but this is how, this is the natural way of doing it, but actually the natural way of doing it is however your heart tells you, however your soul tells you. So let me know if this is resonating with any of you guys. But I think that it's really important that we unlearn all of these behaviors in order to truly embrace self-love. And this is how everything kind of ties together. So one of the things is one of the things with self-love that I've been experimenting with this last year is things like growing out hair, body hair, not doing the normal thing. Like I stopped having fluoride toothpaste because the last time I went to the dentist and I had fluoride in, I literally felt like my head was being pulled open. And fluoride does calcify your pineal gland, which is your third eye, which is in the center of our minds, right? But this is our third eye, right? And it's so sensitive here. So I literally felt like my head was being ripped open the last time I had fluoride in my system. So since then, I've been doing a lot of research and rediscovering things about myself. One of the things that I did earlier in the year was growing out my body hair and really working on not feeling like it was gross, right? Because in this society, we are taught that when we get to a certain age that we need to shave. We need to, everybody, smooth legs is the way to go. Smooth armpits is the way to go. For men, you shave everything, hair high and tight, but hair has such meaning. A little while ago, I posted about how if you have your hair and you bring it up into a bun and you twist it up, right? The energy is contained. So it's a little bit easier to concentrate. It's a little bit easier to focus on things. It's a little bit easier to talk. I feel like I'm able to focus even more. Maybe I'll put my hair up in a bun for this. So I think that it's really, really important that we understand that like our own body hair is not gross. Like, how is that gross, right? And I don't know if everybody feels this way, but I feel like, every other day, it's like, okay, time to shave the armpits. And then it's like, oh, gross, I got to get rid of this hair, right? But like, why? Let's dive a little diaper. Let's dive a little deeper into this and really like embrace that. Like, why is something that grows out of our body something that we consider gross or like abnormal? Like, that's a normal thing that we all have hair growing out of our armpits and growing on our legs and growing on our arms and growing out of our head, and we all have eyebrows, we all have hair that comes out of here, we all have hair that's here. I mean, hair is everywhere, right? Like our body is covered in hair. So why is our society led to believe that we need to be doing these things? Now, please don't get me wrong. I still do shave my legs and my armpits when I feel called to, but I don't feel the need that I felt before of like, I have to do this because it's starting to grow back in. Does that make sense? So I think really that's where a big part of learning to love our own bodies is, the past couple days I'm like, I've got this little thing here, and I'm just kind of like, I keep seeing it everywhere I turn, everywhere I look, but like, why am I very much concerned about that? I'm not going to go and like dab it with use makeup ever, just to pacify whatever society thinks is right? There was a time where I felt that doing my hair and doing my makeup and having that done on a consistent basis really put me in tune with myself. When you do those things and when you give yourself that self-care and that self-love, to look at your own face, to embrace yourself, to really take in every part of yourself. Women in general with our bodies, right? Is our chest too big? Is our chest too small? Is our stomach too big? Is our stomach too small? Are our hips too wide? Are our hips not wide enough? Is our butt too big? Is our butt not big enough, right? It's like, why? Who cares? Everybody's different. Every single person on this planet is different. Every human is different. We're all the same, but we're all different in our own unique way, right? Like our eyes are different, our noses are different, the way we talk, the way we interact. So I think that it's really important to embrace that uniqueness. And as we're embracing our own self and we're embracing different things and experimenting, for example, the longest time I went without shaving my armpits, I think was 3 weeks at one point. And it was freeing. I didn't feel like I smelt worse or I was sweating more. I actually find that when I shave, I tend to sweat more right after I've shaved my armpits than like a couple days later or a week or whatever, right? It is really, really cool to experiment with that type of stuff. I stopped using like the generic deodorants and I use a more natural one now. So I've really gotten in touch with that side of myself and it's really, really helped me nourish myself. So, I thought maybe this would help you guys. So the other thing that I do want to touch base on a little bit more is anxiety. And anxiety can present itself in so many different ways, right? A lot of anxiety can sometimes come from other people's energies. I'm going to be doing an energy video as far as an energetic shield to go over how we and you can protect yourself from other people's energies, penetrating your auric field and becoming overwhelming and making you think that you're feeling anxious when in actuality it's not even your anxiety. It could be the other energy around you that you're picking up, whether that be a spiritual energy or a physical energy, right? So it could be a person in your environment or it could be an energy in your environment, a spirit from the other side, or something that maybe you picked up on along the way, or an energy that has attached itself to something in your space. Okay, so there's a couple different things and different ways to look at anxiety because it's not always an internal struggle. Sometimes the anxiety does come from an external point, but a lot of anxiety is internal and a lot of it comes from the societal conditioning, from not being taught self-love from a young age, from not really being able to being told or being able to fully embrace like who we are on a soul level, being told like you are an infinite being living a human experience. There's so much more to your life than just being plain human, because none of us are just plain human. We all are able to create from nothing, right? That's the coolest part about being human, is that we are creators, and that we can actually create anything from nothing. You can take a necklace, right? Or let's just start with this one. You can take the stone. So they take a stone out of the earth, and then this gets created. They add the gold plating. They cut it so it's nice and flat. Then they drill the little thing in, they add this, then they add this, then they decide what chain they want to add on. There's so much in creating from nothing that makes humans so special. We're able to use our imagination on a deeper level, and then we're able to physically create that. A lot of metaphysical, a lot of spiritual beings aren't able to experience this physical reality that we experience. And if we were taught this from a young age and in school, I think that our society would be in a different place. I think we would have a lot more understanding and innerstanding, more so innerstanding, of the fact that everybody is unique in their own way, and we're all pieces of the puzzle that fit together to form the bigger, greater union and the greater picture. So I think that it's very important that that this message be shared. and I want to thank you for listening, for joining me. I'm going to be doing more of these as I feel called to. The next video I'm going to be doing is about energetic shielding, so that way you guys can really know how to protect yourself from negative energies or external circumstances. I used to do this energetic shield all the time before I went into a grocery store, into a restaurant, into my job when I worked for Morgan & Morgan as the lead receptionist and took over 200 phone calls a day. So it's been quite the experience, but I really have been able to work through my anxiety on my own, and it's been very, very empowering, and I really would love to help as many people as possible to realize that we are not our anxiety, and our anxiety does not control us. So, and that goes for any other mental conditions as well. A lot of that stuff is energy, even dis-ease or diseases in the body or conditions. A lot of that is energy that needs to be moved. So remember, I am a Reiki healer, so if you guys are ever having some kind of energetic feeling or anything you need assistance with, please reach out to me. I can do direct distance Reiki on you and for you. So gratitude for being here. I appreciate all of you. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or reach out. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. I'm sending you lots and lots of love and light. And I will see you guys soon.